Hey YouTube, Jedi Fuka here. In this video we are going to be running through Fey Meander 60. I'm not sure which boss rotation this one is on, but just want to show you guys how my Fey team is looking right now. Really the way I do Fey is I don't once I get stuck I don't keep pushing it. I just kind of stop, wait till I get some more gear, some more people leveled up, and then I come back to it, because early on in the season it's not that big of a deal. If you get frustrated and stuck on it, you're gonna get tired of doing Fey, because you're gonna hit these walls that you just can't overcome because you just need better gear or something. So I usually just wait till I get that and then I come back to it. So we're gonna see if we got what we need to beat this stage. I'm gonna jump in here, turn on the volume real quick. I'm not sure how loud it is on y'all's end. Usually when I record, I keep this around that 20-ish mark. So I like a little OCD, everything being off by a couple is gonna drive me nuts. There we go. All right. So right now I'm just using my Vortex team to run through this. And then we get to the boss, depending on which one it is, depends on how we'll change up our team. So one more battle before the boss. So for some of you guys who do follow me, the reason why I don't do a whole lot of content all the time is because this is just kind of a for fun thing. If you guys go to the Discord page, you'll see a little section where they offer little missions for content creators. If you do them, you can get a gold dice for each one you do. So sometimes I just do videos based off of those missions, and then sometimes I do videos based off of what I actually want to do videos on. For this video, there's a mission on right now that shows to do Fey 20 and kind of show off your team. The thing is they're a little behind on sometimes on their missions, as we're already up to Fey 60. That's unlocked, so I'm way past 20, so I can't go back and do that. So for this video, I'm going to do Fey 60 and show the team on here. And the strategy is, of course, apply going back on the reverse stages. I will say the biggest thing for even beating the Fey bosses is whether you have the champions that are actually needed as far as the mechanics go or not doesn't really matter on the early stages. It just matters that you got some gear to come in here and just dominate them, basically. Once you get to the later stages, then you got to worry more about the mechanics, but for this one, not so much. So for this boss right here, the main thing is going to be these poisons, so we just need to be cleansing off the poisons, and that's really about it. I don't worry too much on this one yet. As we get later in the game, we'll kind of play around with formations, but for right now, it doesn't matter. The main person that we have here is Jillian, so we will wait until we get some of the poisons stacked up, and then these guys, of course, will just kind of come in and dominate her. And then she'll cleanse off those poisons and keep us alive. And then don't forget, you still have a little mastery hand to use. So for those of you who might be struggling, that are wanting to push these stages for this boss, just get someone who's going to have a cleanse. You have Enna in the rare department that can cleanse off the single cleanse, which will take all these poisons off. Kind of the same thing that Jillian's doing here. But anyone who can cleanse those poisons will keep you alive. And like I said, as long as you're just using some gear and stuff for these early stages, you don't actually need to pay attention to the mechanics. If you get stuck on a boss, then my suggestion is to leave the Fey and don't play it for a while. Just wait until you level up your account Instead of focusing on pushing up Fae and pillars and stuff like that, focus on leveling up however many champions you can, getting full teams set up for the content that is to come. For those of you who might have only played a little bit last season and are on season 2, or those of you who might just be getting the game going, your main goal in this game is to level up as many champions as you can and have as many teams as you can going. Once you get like some of the events going, which is the one that I'm waiting for right now, is the next event, stuff like this Lunar Radiance, and then when we get to the final bosses, basically the way it's going to go is you're going to have different bosses to fight. Each boss you can only use your teams once, so you want to build up as many teams as you can. That way you can try to take out as many bosses as you can for this stuff, or once you get to the very final boss, you want to be able to rotate through as many teams as you can to maximize your damage. So don't focus so much on pushing Fae and stuff right now. That's going to come in due time, because as you level up these teams, and then once you get to the point to where you're farming your legendary gear, you're going to naturally just destroy this content pretty easy on the low stages, and you don't have to worry about the mechanics of the bosses until you get to those later stages, like stage 100 plus and maybe even 120 plus, depending on how good your gear and stuff is. The only other advice I have for you is when you get into the side core, I highly recommend picking out whichever main team you have. Like for me, my Vortex team is mostly my Dauntless right now, Dauntless Poison, so I'm focusing on Lightning Poison. I did go ahead and level up my secondary team because for these low levels it doesn't take too much. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on Lightning all the way through the end, and then I'm going to come back and do my Ice team. And once I have 2 full teams maxed out, then I'll come back and go to my third team, which is going to be my Fire Necrosis. That's just the way I like to do my haul. There's different strategies for that. Some people will just max it all out. The only hard part with that is if you're trying to like push up your vortex damage and stay in like the top 100 or even just the top 150, you need to make sure you're focusing on just one team at a time so that you can max out their damage and survivability. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope y'all have a good one.